Yo, what's good? How you guys doing? And in this video, we're talking about tracking your macronutrients, which are the things that we need in large amounts in order to sustain life. You probably heard it as tracking your macros, right? And protein, carbs, and fats are the three macros that we track in order to, be satiated, have enough nutrients, live a great, healthy life, right? When it comes to protein, you probably know it as chicken, any animal products, beef, fish, eggs. Those are really high in protein. You also have some vegan sources too as well, and then you have your fats, which are nuts and seeds, avocados, and then your oils, so you can turn those nuts and seeds into oils, so avocado oil, nut butters, and things like that. And then you have your carbohydrates, which are things that have fiber in them, right? So your broccoli and your cauliflower, your carrots, your beets, these things are fiber-rich carbohydrates. But then you have the ones that are filled with a little bit more sugar, like your sweet potatoes, your regular potatoes, and then you have your grains like rice and things like that. Now, when it comes to tracking your food, right, you probably noticed that if you were eating more protein and fat-rich diet or meal, that when you ate them, you were full after a certain amount of that eaten. So if you have, 4 ounces of chicken, you have some oil, some nuts, and some seeds, it's really hard to overdo that. It's really hard to overdo and just binge eat on chicken, right? It's really hard to overeat on nuts and seeds and things like that. But what's not hard to overdo is eating carbohydrates, right? For someone who at one point was addicted to carbs, I could eat carbs and continue to eat them past the point of being full, right? Because my body never registered it being full. I just love the, sugar high and the endorphin rush, dopamine response from eating all of that food. And before I knew it, the reason I stopped eating because my stomach was literally distended and I literally was just so incapacitated that I was like, oh, I should probably stop doing this. But it's not until I got to that extreme point that I noticed that. And so if you're overweight and you've gained weight and you're like, I don't really know how I gained so much weight, I'm not really eating a ton of food, is important to start tracking, because what you consider to be a ton of food in reality is a ton of food, right? That's how you become overweight. You move less and you eat more, right? And when you start counting your macronutrients, you put in a cup of rice and you're like, oh, it's just a cup of rice. But then you understand it's about 50 grams of carbs. And if you're only allotted, let's say 150 grams of carb throughout the day, you've eaten almost half of your allotment for the day in one meal, or a bowl of oatmeal with some honey and some dates and stuff like that. Dates are really high in sugar too. So you can be at a 75 to 100 grams of carbs with one meal. And if you are, like the average person, you're eating 3 to 5 times a day. You cannot continue to eat that amount of food 3 to 5 times a day, or else you become overweight. And we all know that when you eat carbohydrates, if you eat it alone, you have that bowl of oatmeal and you have, the dates and all that in the morning, you're hungry again in about an hour and a half to 2 hours, right? Whereas if you eat protein and fat, you have a little bit more satiation for longer. So when I eat protein and fat, I'm satiated for 3 to 5 hours, versus I eat carbs, I'm hungry again in an hour. Right? And so you want to eat food that satiates you, but you want to have a better connection with the food that you're eating, so you know how much and what it's doing to your body. So it's very, very, very important to track your macros. And the biggest reason is so you understand how these carbs add up super quick. Okay? Count your macros. Use MyFitnessPal. It's very easy. If you need more help, comment below, message me. I have more videos go in depth, but it's very important. Count your macros, count your macros. You don't have to do it forever, but do it long enough so that you have an idea of what things are and you can make better, associations, better judgment when it comes to eating food. Cool? Cool. Thanks for watching this video. Hope it helps. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.